Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Let me see. Something's happening here. I'm having an issue with my little chat, but there it's starting to come down. So what's funny is I have a little blocker over at the very top. So as it comes below the blocker, I'll be able to see you all. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to March 2021. Isn't this an amazing ride? Hello, Susie. Welcome. Thank you for acknowledging and being the first to say hi from Las Vegas. I'll be in Las Vegas this weekend. Hello, Robert. Golden hellos to you, beautiful soul. There's some more coming down. The more of you that say hello, the more I can see. Hi, Kathy. Happy you're here too. Hi, Helene. I think I'm saying that wrong. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here too. There's someone else right there I can't quite see yet, but I just want to say hello. I'm so in anticipation of you all being here right now for this time live with us. It's so exciting. I am, yes, in anticipation of our call today, of our connection today. It's felt like a very long time between last month's first Wednesday and this month's first Wednesday. So there's so much to begin with, to say, to connect in about, but I want us to get here. I want those of you who are coming on live to say hello. So I know we are in unison and we're connected together here in this beautiful circle of light, this family of light all over this planet. Hi, Sandy. Love to all. So just to open up a little bit, we'll start with a little bit of a connection. Hi, Laura. And Laura, yes, and then Laura in Bali, who is up early for us and linking in and holding the space with us and being my tech goddess. Thank you. Hi, Sufajan. Oh, the link for the email you sent yesterday isn't working. Might take a few minutes for people to find the older email link. Eeks. I don't know. The link for the email that came out yesterday. Well, that's interesting. Thank you. I think Laura responded. Yeah, she'll look at that right now. Thank you, Laura. All right. So I'll just, hopefully everyone can find their way here live who can actually be live. And for all of you who are listening to the replay, I'm super grateful you do. I'm so connected and happy that you're a part of our wholeness, even if you can't make it live. So I'm really grateful for that. So I wanted to sort of walk in to our sacred container today, to our circle of light, with a lot of gentleness for all that we've been going through, and with a kind of I don't know what I want to say about that, a sort of a support for what we are going to become and becoming. As we are moving through the month of March, there's some pretty cool expansions. For some of you who know the astrology, we are in no retrogrades, so all planets are forward moving. And we are here holding the space with the seeds that are planting for the future, as you know, on a regular basis. That's what we're doing. And there's a very powerful new moon on the 13th. And so our new moon energies are going to be expansive and really having a new energy shift into our consciousness, as what I've been sort of receiving. And what's interesting is I booked a trip, and I didn't know that I would be where I'm going on the new moon. I didn't know. And so it's kind of good. It's really good, actually. I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be holding that open, that portal open. So, okay. So somebody else said, I'm sorry, I can't see who that is, but somebody else said I had to register using the February email. Dang. I'm sure that Laura is fixing that link now, and then probably will be sending it out to everyone on the list, so that if people didn't think to do that or couldn't find it, maybe they'll be plugging in still with that correct working link. So I'm amazed and happy you all made it here. That's awesome. Okay. So first, a little bit about my own experience, because that is where I live from and obviously teach from and give, all of the ways that I serve really come from me literally, taking in, digesting, transmuting, and then transmitting. That's how I am. It's how I'm wired. It's what I do. And it's what a wonderful thing is that I know that that's how I'm wired and that's what I do. And so I sometimes do need to talk about that to get people, to have people align with me on what I'm really about or what I'm really offering here in the moments, because it is a moment to moment, day by day, month to month life experience that we're having. And so I'm piecing it all together, and then I'm offering that and giving that out and sharing that, teaching from that place. I think that's what, in a certain way, we all do. I'm just conscious of it in the way that works for me and that I am. So many of you actually who were signed up for the Divine Feminine, the free event that I did, I had scheduled for February 11th. Yes. Was that? No. 22nd? Oh boy. Oh my goodness. It was the 11th. Sorry. So it was the 11th. You all know that I had to cancel, reschedule. We haven't rescheduled it yet because I was very ill. I got kind of taken down. I ended up in the hospital on the Monday after that Thursday that we were supposed to do the live. And I have been recovering and I am doing better. And there's many layers to that for me. And the reason I share it is because there's a lot of, well, that's wonderful. Today's email link worked fine for Aline. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that too. That's so weird. We'll have to look into that more. Hi, Abby. So glad you're here. So, the reason I share that is because I want to be honest about the process of our conscious evolution, which I am in with you on. And I mentor and teach and guide and hold the authenticity of my own living experience as a really like a crystal clear channel. That's what I'm doing. That's who I am. And Laura and I have had many talks about this. I've had a number of talks with some people. I don't talk about it a lot, but I will say that when you are doing the work at the highest levels and you're really truly committed and you are a worker of the light, you're an offerer of the light. It started very, very long time ago for me. There's a real spiritual battle that we are facing, right? And so we are dealing with a lot of energies that don't want these expansions to occur. They don't. There's a wholesale war, and it's not something I dwell on. It's just something I've experienced so many times. I've experienced many ways of learning how to get through that and how to take care of myself and teach that to others. So I am in no way saying that I'm a victim of this or I'm targeted or any of those things that could go in a different way than what I'm meaning for it. The reason I'm sharing it is because I think it's fair for us to acknowledge that when we're expanding and opening up and doing this kind of work and you have to understand protections, and you have to understand how to take care of yourself on all the levels and all the ways. And, and I'm also not discounting my physical health, which we have to be vigilant about. I've gone through my own things in health and wellness. I've been on the path for a very long time. And I have a particular problem that I'm still dealing with in my body that is shifting, but I also know that it's all connected, because everything is connected, because that's what we're even talking about all the time. Everything is connected. So there's not an isolatory thing. There's not just a random thing. These are deeply connected. If we can talk about past lifetimes and lifetimes that we've been doing this work, or lifetimes that we've gone through the darkness to get to the light, or all the things that we talk about in these ways, we can't discount that these things are all intertwined. And Osairah talks about that a lot. The Divine Feminine talks about that a lot. So I want to say that all because I am evolving and growing in this experience myself in a really strong way at this time. There's like these huge step ups that we do. And some of my experiences are not so much step ups in the world, like they're on an interdimensional spiritual level at extremely big ways. And so when we make those kinds of devotions and commitments, literally when I teach in my workshops and also in the Golden Temple, one of the things that I express, and I'll let you in on, is that if you really make these kinds of commitments from your heart and your soul to grow, that you are committed to the light, to grow as a soul and rise higher and shut off old karmas, then we go through what it is to be that. And this is so great because we are at an unprecedented time. We're literally being helped by so many. And as Osairah has said for the last many years, there's also the kinds of energies that are pulling that down and not wanting us to grow and evolve and ascend and rise higher. And so we've opted in to this system, this matrix system, this experience of life and the game on earth, to wake ourselves up while being in it. And that's what I constantly am bringing to you. That's what we're doing. And that's what we're doing together. So if I can share my truth and my experience, and you can share your truth and experience, that this is what we're doing, then we actually do evolve. We do shed off the things that can have held us back for maybe hundreds of lifetimes or longer. So as I'm stepping into the next levels for myself, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see it in my ways of changing. You're going to see it in the things I put forward in the world, and you're going to see it in my authenticity and my talk, my truth about how it is for me to live and be, so that it may help support you as you go through your own things and you choose your own ways of living and growing. So I can't see up there. I see someone says hi. And thank you, Laura. New email. Oh, okay. So it was with certain browsers that there was a problem. So great. Thank you for fixing that so quickly. So that is my thing on how we are all kind of going through it. Physically, sometimes we get it. Sometimes we are working in sleep time. Sometimes we're working really hard in sleep time. We're battling a lot, and we can wake up feeling like we didn't sleep at all. All those kinds of things. That's just one other aspect. I've had the experience of these kinds of experiences, as we know, where there's just been this massive interference with my work. And that sometimes comes in the form of my physical body, and sometimes it comes in the form of technology. And, I also firmly know, believe, and trust that I am in the right place at the right time all the time, and that any tests that I go through just make me stronger, clearer, and more focused and more willing to step up into the highest version of myself. That's what I'm here to do and be. I exhort you to be that, do that, align with that. So hi, Lilia. I'm so glad you're here. All right. I wanted to pull a card for us to begin. And because I was feeling that March feels like lighter. We went through a really tough February, in my opinion. From everything I hear, see, it's been transformative. It was really dense and thick and heavy. I mean, literally, I was sick for more than half the month. And March feels lighter. March, we have this profound full new moon on the 13th. We also have daylight savings coming, so that we're going to have more light in the northern hemisphere. I'm so happy about that. I love light. I love sunshine. I love warm weather. I love spring and summer. So I wanted to just feel into that with you all, holding this march that we're marching into as our world is changing, as we are changing, as we are making declarations about who and what we are in the world, how we want to live, where we want to live, the communities we want to live with and be with, and how we want to co-create the next big chunks of our life. And I want to say I fully am here in the standing belief and holding that we don't have to fall victim, if you will, or we don't have to take anything that we really don't want. I mean, things are always changing, but we can carve out our own peace and our own happiness. Listen, I know so many people who are doing that, who are living not according to some version of the narratives of any kind of things that are going on in the world, any narratives or propaganda that is being pummeled at people all the time. It is our choice to buy into those experiences, and it is our choice to become and hold the sovereign light of our soul. This life is finite. It is short. We don't have forever. So why would we choose to be suffering all the time? Suffering sometimes serves us. I definitely have experienced that. But I'm also going to say that our choices, as Osairah is always reminding us, is the way we energetically and embody the living light that we came here to be. So the living light is, I'm going to pull a card from the Secret Language of Light. It's a card deck. And I wanted to just see what it had to say for us. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, okay, too. Don't you just love it when it's like that? Okay, so there's two. And it's so interesting because we are in Pisces season. And then this is the Vesica Pisces. Okay? And let your light shine. How perfect are these first two? Because I'm going to pull on one at the end too. So then we'll have our three. I'm going to read this to you all. And it is a way of our transmission for the month, because when we come together, as you already know, we are holding this space together. We're literally a circle of light. We're a circle of consciousness. We're unifying a field together. So this here is one of our readings for March that we're going to all connect to, okay? This is Vesica Pisces, creating soul truth in the world. See, oh, I love this because this was like my topic. Okay. The outside world feels more real than the inner world because we have been encouraged to focus more on what is outside of us. We have learned to give things that can be seen by others or touched by us more importance than what we feel. Making decisions can become difficult when our awareness is focused away from our inner needs and wants. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clear and made easily. This leads to satisfaction as there is no resistance to your fulfillment. When we scan the myriad possibilities open to us in the manifested world, we will know what we want and will not feel overwhelmed. In this space, we become grateful for our decisions we have made and all the ones we will make in the future. This is so good because this month is about these expanding, opening energies and how we are planting the seeds. This is what I sort of said a few minutes ago. And it is coming back to our sovereignty, which is also why I mentioned the whole thing about February for me, because even while going through all the physical things and going to the hospital and being very sick and all of the stuff that I could see were connected psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, interdimensionally, fears, freedoms, karma, all of this stuff we've been purging through. We have been releasing the old ways. We have been in the process, in real time, moment to moment, where we have been in a deconstruction of this world experience as it has been. And it is going to and is in change. It's always in change, but this is it's like a pinnacle point. We are at a pinnacle point and we are going to grow and go from here. And so this Vesic Pisces, what I just read, creating soul truth in the world, we cannot move or do those things unless and until truly that we do that within ourselves. So it's not to say you can't make a choice or a decision without doing massive work. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when we integrate and we connect these pieces, we align to a higher frequency, that becomes an easier thing. In my experience in February, when I was going through all that, it was not lost on me that I was purging, clearing, and healing and being asked to step up, and potentially there was some interference. So all of those things combined leads me to go deeper into my own personal work. That's what I'm saying here for you. That's what I'm saying for this month as a whole. Everything we choose adds into our integration for the creation of what we're going to live and experience. That means in ourselves and in the whole of the world. Lots of timelines are being moved into possibility or are in possibility right now. And how I'm seeing, as I did some meditation this morning, as I was really centering in, is that those choices become clear. We are literally going to connect into timelines where some people won't be having the experience that we're having the experience of at all. I mean, it just is going to be very, very different in those ways. And at the same time, we're in the experience of this world, and it's almost like it's not different. So we become understanding of how we're more formidable. We are changing. We are evolving. We understand the interdimensionality. We understand the physicality. We understand what it is to embody. We understand what it is to embody and hold codes of light. We understand that we offer these things. This is how we do it. This is how we be it. Hang on one sec. Watermelon juice. Okay, so that is a wonderful one. And then this second beautiful card, let your light shine. Yes, that's so good. I love it. I don't play with these cards enough is what I now just realized. Be authentic. Let your light shine. Today, embrace your uniqueness. Say to yourself, I am so pleased and honored to be me. Embrace the parts of you that may feel a little strange. They feel this way because you resist experiencing the fullness of you. We can all feel a little odd or peculiar at times, longing to be like everyone else and just fit in. But compromise breeds resentment. Locking yourself into the pretense of what others want will strangle your soul and split you in two. Accept yourself. Set yourself free from judgment and what you perceive others think about you. Let your soul shine outward and inspire others to connect, embrace, and shine their truth. When we are aligned with our soul, we feel loved and satisfied. We no longer need others to lean on or to fill our perceived voids or to be different to who and what, or to be different to who they are. Instead, we want to be with others for the pure joy of it. Create new ways towards anything that is of interest to you. Can you feel relief wash over you? You are beautiful. That's great. So those are the energies and the thoughts and the words and the connection that we're going to hold for the call, for the beginning stage, set up. And for the month of March. And then I am going to pull another card at the end to round it out. I'll just get that ready here. And now we're going to go into our connection and our unifying with our circle of light here. Beautiful family of light. Thank you all for being a part of this monthly connection and container. I just love our space together. I love our time together. And so let's see, how do I want to connect with you all? Okay. So if you would just join me, pause for a moment wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and come to your center. You can close your eyes and just align and connect, knowing and considering that there are other beings, other humans who are on this call and who are living and listening in all different times and time zones in this now moment, connected to hearts, to the golden light that we are all amplifying, that we're willing and owning and accounting ourselves to. That is love, that is creation, that is goodness. And in these ways, we are always on the path for our own expansion and awakening, and that we unify with each other on that path. And in this way, we imagine everyone on different time zones, in different pieces of land on this planet. But at the same time, we're all connected in the field, in the unified field of the collective agreement of good and love and light. So see your light beaming in and around you, and then imagine and see hundreds of other lights who are unified in the same kinds of agreement, even millions, whether or not they're here in this moment or not, that there is a unified field of this agreement that you are connected to, that I am connected to. And center in and breathe deeply and just focus. Bring your heart, your light, your willingness, your lightness, your love, and your gratitude. As we open the field and remember we are supported by the invisible realms that we don't always see in the physical world, that there are multi-dimensional beings and interdimensional beings of the highest light order that we are connected to, and they are considered our family. Some would be on the other side of the veil who seem to be in heaven. Some who would be in interdimensional realms who are of the highest caliber of love and light. And we connect with all of that at the best and most high ways. And we remember in this moment our family of light, Osairah. We thank them. So many of you love them. I love them. There's so many of them to love. And so in this moment, I just acknowledge and we connect in these ways to hold open this beautiful doorway of light so that our worlds and our life and experience is transformed into the highest and next best, that we are the living embodiment and co-creation of love on this planet, and that our agreements with our soul experience here opens that holy way into the highest living expression being here on the planet in our bodies. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being in the receptivity and the transmission and the receiving of this experience that I gratefully and lovingly allow. Indeed, greetings to you, dear ones. We are that one known as Osairah, and we are, in fact, as always, overjoyed to be in this alignment with you. We are reconnecting, there is the word. We are reconnecting and reconfiguring the energetic systems within this moment of the sequencing of that which is happening for our beloved channel. There was a full experience and expression of her heart opening to the alignment of what is occurring here. For that is a next journey for her, as the expanded experience of heart-centeredness to be fully seen and experienced in the world. And we are in honor of that, and also recalibrating the system for this transmission. And so what we are here this day to work with you on, to reveal with you on, to open the doorway to, as was said, we see the connections to your hearts. We see the alignments to your agreements. We are recognizing the way in which there is an acceleration of light on this planet at this time. You are moving through you are speeding through, we want to say, you are speeding through the roller coaster ride at this moment in your experience. For some of you, you are feeling much more grounded, and others of you are feeling more connected on the exterior plane of reality, that how you would say, moving your chess pieces in the world. And that is an important part of your journey, absolutely. And we also remind you that the way you do that best, similar to how our beloved channel started it, was to say that the way you move those chess pieces around on the exterior board is to really come into the crystallization of who and what and how you are in the ways of love and light as your sovereign self. When we are witnessing the experience, or we would say witnessing, observing the view of how it is we see you going through the time you are in now as we make this conversation occur, is the moving the chess pieces before you are ready is not helpful. So it is important to become, willing to center back in, willing to do the work interiorly, willing to shed off what does not work and serve you. And as you all have been doing much of that, there's sometimes those pieces of what you would say the fear connectors, or the worry connectors, or the uncertain insecurity connectors. When you step forward in witnessing those inside of yourself, that actually gives you the freedom to release them. It gives you the freedom to unbind or untie those bounds that you have held on to for a very long time. They offer you no security, but at the same time, they're so familiar that the security is felt. So it is that juxtaposition kind of experience where you then have to be willing to be brave. Now, these words that we are going to give you, certain words, are very key components to the ways you could walk forward at this time. One of those words is brave. We're assisting with our beloved channel this morning in conversation, as we often do. And the word that struck very strongly to her was the word brave. And it is because being brave at this time means not to put yourself in positions where you do not feel you have stability or you're capable of navigating, but we mean it of the courageous heart that is willing to step forward as the bravery shows up second by second by second. This is the way that you navigate these waters. This is the way in which the doors and the, synchronicities will support you even better. That the courage to step forward into territories, sometimes inwardly, that you are unfamiliar with, actually will give you the courage to step forward in the world. This is the within and without languaging. Now, we come forward this day very particularly in this way, wanting to align with you these pieces of your own codes, the ways in which you are willing to hold open the door, the ways in which you are willing to say, I can do this moment differently. And that is where it is. That is where it begins. We want to also acknowledge the words are, We are going to find it right here. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. We're getting the whole system that we want to align to you. That love at this time is not it is a beingness. It is the consciousness. It is the ways in which you offer up and through your life, the ways in which you offer up and through your activities, the ways in which you offer up to the service in any way or capacities that you are doing in the world, that you offer it through and as love, because that is how you be love. That is how you become to the love that you are. It's the reflection. It is how you activate it within your experience, and it is how you see it activated in and of the world. So this is a key component in this period of time, because you are practicing, you are you are activating and practicing being the love that is the amplifier of the world as it is going to do and be in the world. Now, one of the things we want to acknowledge too is when you see the systems as they are playing themselves out, as you see the ways that the systems are undoing themselves, as you see the ways that things are being reformed and recalibrated to a new level. That is not the end. That is not where it's going to land. This is just how things are moved into place in the world. And this is the same kind of reflection we're trying to show you. That there is no one place where you get to where it's there I am and it's all good and it's done and complete. If you can accept, and when you can accept that that's how this evolution is, the more you are willingly opening to the allowance of your constant willingness to change. And that is the thing. It's a constancy of the willingness to reorient and willingness to be reformed and formidably changed on a regular basis. The consistency to that opens you up to the higher mindedness and the higher lightedness and the higher consciousness and the higher vibrations of love in creation. It literally is a pathway and a tapping in to that, which then hooks you into, not in a negative way hook, but aligns you to the frequency that is flowing through you as that. When you, the word, shift out of the things that have been the tethers and the binders, when you see patterns you're willing to give up, when you see the patterns of creation that have held you down, actually, and have kept you from the freedoms or the pieces of change that you wanted to be or wanted to become in the world, it allows you to see that as you are, and it dissolves it in the moment. So the connections are twofold. You, by your bravery and by your allowance to see what it is that you have been bound to, you release and clear out that which does not serve you any longer. And you create the space, there it is, to what is aligning you to, in a certain sense, fill yourself up with in order to forward on. This is the way that you evolve. You cannot evolve with staying the same. That is a funny one, isn't it, though? And so by staying the same, if you say, well, this is just the way I am, or this is the way it's always been, you're holding on to old ties that have bound you and may not be at your highest level. It may not be at the highest level for your family system or your work life or your health and wellness or any of the spiritual evolving that you are on the questing for. Knowing that your soul came for the totality of it allows you to say, I'm not willing to stay as I was. I'm willing to evolve. I'm willing to shed. I'm willing to purge. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to take those steps up, be brave in that way, and align to that higher light, to be that as I am, then forwarding it out to the world around me. We hope that language lands, because we really want to keep breaking down what it is that you keep doing with the amnesia of forgetting that it is part of the game here, that you hook back into the old systems and fear takes over, old egoic ideas take over, some, which you would even say past traumas and karmas take back over subtly. and then plug you back into staying at that level. And what we mean to say is, as you release that, as you see it, as you're willing to acknowledge that this occurs, even that helps you identify, clear out, understand that you put up a false wall in your own closet and you didn't even remember you put that false wall up. Well, you have to understand that there's the false wall in your own closet before you can even deal with what's behind it. So there's what we're saying. These are the kinds of ways we're trying constantly. This is our work with you to bring you back to the center of your totality, to remember that there is no thing within here to fear, that the things that you have been feeling has been the ways to those things that hold you back, those things that keep you round and round and round on certain loops. Now, this is not to say you are needing fixing every day. We're not saying that you are wrong. We're never ever saying those things. And we're also not saying that you, are not getting there. We just really want to acknowledge that. You are, and to bring consciousness to it is the key. This is the way. To bring consciousness to it means not to stay in your mind and round and round and round and round and round and round loops. It's to acknowledge that you are doing the work. It is to say on the recommitting level on a regular basis, I am here for this. I am here to evolve my soul. I am here and I'm committed to that. The world around me can be doing what it's doing, but if I keep holding the light here and evolving this, I will also affect that. These are the ways you are the mirror of the creation of the reality that you are plugged into. Remember, we are always entwining the practical realities you live in, the basics of what you are experiencing as being embodied as a human, and also those spiritual principles or those higher consciousness alignments to that which you already are, but cannot always remember you are. This is the merge. This is the braiding we constantly are doing in our works with you to help remind you that you are fine-tuning the practical worldly experience with the spiritual acknowledgement of who and what you really, 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 truly are. There are many ways this shows up for our friends in this time. There are many ways that you are all going through your own particular processes, but really we want to say there is one thing that meets you all at the same level. You are the evolution of human consciousness embodied on this planet at this time. Those of you who have been having your, lights turned on, the ways you've been waking up along the way, have been putting the puzzle pieces together, braiding your tapestry of light, knowing who and what you really are, forgetting what you are, knowing what you are, forgetting what you are, knowing what you are. And we're wanting to remind you that as you all have these ways you do it that seem so separate, we want you to remember you're a part of the oneness that is doing what is actually meant to be happening. When we say meant, doesn't mean there's a specific, because there are many ways and routes to the fruition of human evolutionary consciousness occurring on this planet in this experience as you see it, third dimensionally, fourth dimensionally, fifth dimensionally, as some experience on this planet at this time. There are so many ways that you are all interacting with the interplay, that is correct. The ways in which you are interacting within the interplay. You have choice. And we come back to that. We need to come back to that. You're going to remember about that. We've always talked about that. It is such a huge portion of the experience you are living. You are human choosers. We love it. We say it. We get down to it with these ways. We have different ways of speaking to it. We have made so light of it. We've made so fun of it. We've had it be a lightness way. We've had it be a very direct way. We want you to understand how important it is. You are human choosers in every moment. It does not mean the mind is looking at the choosing. It's the wholeness and the allness that is looking at the choosing. This is the witnessing of the allness that you are. And as you look, witness, be the consciousness, the awakenedness to the allness that you are plugging in to the abilities and the ways to be a human chooser at that highest level while being in the physical body. This is what many would refer to as how it is that many of your masters have come at will to the planet in a body, participated in being human, and at will left the body, knowing absolutely the trajectory of I'm coming, I'm leaving, and the experience of what was meant to be brought here. There is that ability in you. There is that ability in our beloved channel. There is that ability in the beings on this planet who will willingly tap into that awareness. That doesn't mean it gives you a superhuman power. What it means is you are consciously aware of who and what you really are. And as you allow yourself to have that, tap into that, become aware to these pieces and the ways, you free yourself from the chains and the binds that tie you to what looks like time in the matrix system, to seemingly the experience of being a victim of anything. You are aware that you are a whole embodiment of consciousness, having the life experience move through this conscious body, and you love and appreciate every aspect of that beingness, and you witness it so that you allow for yourself to make choosing your personal responsibility. As you choose in every moment, dear ones, and this is a biggie. This is word. This is a biggie. Why we say it this way? Because we want you to ease up on it, not to be, I better figure this out. No, what we mean by this is to say, the more you can put a gentle awareness on it, the more you can understand that I am a human chooser, as you would say to yourself, I am a human chooser. Where am I choosing? How am I choosing? What am I choosing? As you witness that in yourself, it's just an awareness. It's not a directive in the way of disciplines. It's not a discipline. It's a gentleness. It's a softness. It's an awareness. I am a human chooser. I am allowing myself to be that human chooser, consciously awakened to my choosings at all times. I notice when I choose not the highest road. I notice when I choose to act out of a wounded ego. I notice when I choose to act from or choose to be from a limitation, believing that I need more from someone than they can give me, or they need something more than I'm willing to give them. The ways in which you all are interplaying with each other in the world is a mirror reflection on so many levels. Sometimes it's fair for you to acknowledge what it is that you are opening the door with as you are choosing it, and say, I'm willing to learn the lesson of this thing that I can feel. It's got the pull that keeps me in a loop that I can see is not freedom, not the human chooser aspect of my being. This is a way in. This is an opportunity to expand the thoughts, the vibrational frequency, the activities in the world, the creation matrix that you plug into, the people, places, and situations, the way you live your life. And as you do all that, be all that, you amplify the soul to be incorporated as the social memory complex that you all are, activated at a next highest level. And hear what we just said. You are the sole embodiment of the consciousness of human evolution happening within you at the same time as you are plugged into the experience of being a social memory complex that is active and evolving in the oneness as the one. This is what you are doing. This is what we are doing. And so we bring it down layer by layer by layer. Sometimes we have to shave off another layer and speak to it again. The reason we do this is because it amplifies in your own memory. It amplifies in your own soul's consciousness. It amplifies to wake up those parts that sometimes feel very deeply asleep. How wonderful is it for you, our human friends, when you have something brand new that opens the door and wakes you up, that you feel something move through you, see something that is an experience of you, experience the world around you in a way where you never have before. Some of you are holding on to the jadedness, and we give that word because it is specific, to the jadedness as I've seen it all, I felt it all, I've been through it all, it's all. And then there's the judgment that holds on to that, which actually keeps you from having the choice. Judgment keeps you from having choice, the human chooser-ness. Remember, if you can free it up the vibrational plug-ins that connect into anything outside of you or inside of you, if you can free up the judgments to how it is you treat yourself, if you can say, I've held on to shame and blame for so very long and it has destroyed me and I want free from it, but you really don't, because there's a connection to the pain that you know as very familiar. The moment you can recognize that as truth, just see, it's possible that I've loved my shame. It's possible that I've loved my victimization. The moment you even acknowledge that it's possible, you begin to loosen the grip. And as that becomes untethered to the physical embodiment of the consciousness who is living in this body, because it is a grateful thing, a gratitude thing, a full-blown experience of being embodied on the planet is a gratitude, because you get to experience it all through the physical body. Your body is your vessel, and it is not the all-time, all-one, all-thing, but it is what it is as this biocompatible experience that you have opted for to bring you to the awakened state of your own light, of your own love. Therein lies how we brought in the piece with regards to the judgment about the shame, or the judgment too about anything outside of yourself. I judge him, I judge her, I judge this, I judge that institution this way. If you have those pieces that are still tethered to you, if it creates those fears or those worries and concerns, we understand the worry and concern for the physical body out of survival. But we are not talking about that. We are talking about how it is that the judgment holds you back from your own freedom within. Moments that you become free within from those things that you think are holding you back, you become a freedom chooser. You become a human chooser. You become the choice. You become the way of choosing at that higher next level, which plugs you into the frequency that is creation itself. You are only the ways of which you are believing within. So it comes back to always how it is you're holding your own mantle, how it is you're holding your own thoughts, how it is you are holding yourself back, how it is you really believe in the love and the trust of the universal order of the oneness of all creation or not. And that is very personal. Each person is going through their own experience as a human being on the body experience, on the earth experience, in the totality of creation, exactly perfectly for what it is their soul is traversing in order to wake themselves up to. We know this, for some of you, this is themes or connections of things we have talked about for many, many years. But we also remember, take it in. We also remember to remind you to take it in and let it germinate, let it assimilate at this next level where you stand. Because you are in this process of the uncaging of yourselves. It is not necessarily the world that cages you. We have talked about this in so many ways, so please see it. When you begin to let yourself be free, you freely are seeing the world as it is. You open yourself up to the divine light of orchestration that can support the world in a way where you hold the frequency too. We say that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. When we are talking this day, this time, this moment, we are recognizing the connection of how it is the monthly, as we often refer to it, as you say. And what we will tell you is that the ways you are moving through this period of this next time frame, as you would call it, your month, word recognize, month, we will say this about it. One of the things we can perceive is that there's so much light coming to you and from you. There is so much light amplifying to the world for all the holy spaces to evolve in consciousness. So if you can perceive that on a regular basis, if you can remember that, take that to your morning prayer, your morning meditation, your morning practices. Take that too, that there is light evolving souls and beings of consciousness that you may never ever see, but it is a part of the totality of creation. When when you activate that seeing within yourself and hold that as a sacred truth within the mantle of your own being, it amplifies and connects to those who are doing the same. When we acknowledge to you to say to your own experience on a daily measure, on the daily expression, the holding open of your own system to say, I am of the light, that I am in creation with the light, that I am the downloader of the light, because your experience on the earth as you are experiencing this month is a specific kind of an alignment. You are being amplified, physically upgraded. We tell you, you are being physically upgraded, and you are morphing in a certain sense from the old ways of being. You are pushing through the chrysalis, you could say. You are becoming anew. And in this way, you are receiving more light and more light codes. And as you are, you'll recognize, or you could even verify these things. There's a way, the photonic light that is coming to your planet is literally affecting world. And what we mean by world is we mean the earth. We are say to you that there is much photonic light that is affecting your systems. What we mean by that is your technologies. We also are saying very specifically, it is affecting your physical bodies. So the way that you can support your physical body, we say drink more water, be in near water, open if you can to the ways in which you are receptive to the light. Remember to connect with the sunlight. Remember to know that your body is an magnifier, that you are an electric magnifier in a sense, that you have a field around you, and that you are plugging in or you're bringing yourself in. You are plugging in or you're bringing yourself in. When you go through this month of the experience in this energy field, it may feel a little like you are, the word, synchronistically aligning to the beings and the experiences that fill up your field at a matching resonance. The other thing we want to say about this time is you may feel the word, similar to the word, the way our beloved channel says it, the downloads. You might get the inspirations, you get the insights, you get the good ideas, you'll receive the information that supports you at the best and highest levels. It's like the word, using and working with us, working with your guides, working with the invisible realm, working with the beings of light on heaven's door. We say to you that the ways in which you activate and connect with that on a daily basis will actually amplify and stabilize your whole experience in this time frame. There is much that is being delivered, the word, as a consciousness connector. Now, consciousness connector. What we mean is it is time. If you are not doing practices on a daily basis, it is time. Daily meditation, prayer. We care not how that goes. We don't say you must do it a certain way, but we say bring yourself to the things that nourish you. Do the things that feel the most supportive to the physical body. The things that feel that you are in an alignment and agreement with a higher order of love and a higher order of light than what you can perceive of as the illusion of occurrence on this planet at this time. As we continue to say and have said for very strongly the last 5 years or longer, we will tell you that these systems, as you are seeing them, are breaking down, and they are shifting and changing. There are directions that many of you don't want to go to, and there's many directions that you want to go to. When we say you don't want to go to, what we mean by that is there is the yin and the yang on this planet still, and it will continue. It is moving you through huge expanses of doorways of time and experience on this planet. You are the human chooser. We are not saying you don't perceive the truth as it is experienced. If your neighbor is suffering or needs your help, you go and you experience to help them if that is your call and that you can do. We would say to you, but at the same time, the experience of what is dying is meeting its death. Much of it is being reborn. We don't just mean your systems in the world. We don't mean only physical people or beings in the world. What we mean is that what is within this process as this death experience is occurring in the world, seemingly sadness for grief as things are, quote, lost, we will say, remember. Remember, as we often say, The trees lose their leaves every year, right? And so you are releasing what no longer serves, and you are being reborn. This is occurring in the physical world outside of you, and this is occurring inside of you if you are willing. And the more you are willing to release and become the greater portion of yourself. What is a tricky bit we want to say here, we see the side note right there, we see the connection with some of our human friends, and we are recognizing to say, what is the tricky bit there is this. You believe that I am me. I am this one. I have this history. I have these things. I have these irritations. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't prefer this. I don't prefer that. These things are the ways in which you, how should we say, plug in to what that you don't want. It's the way to keep you small. Your egoic consciousness wants to keep you in a certain sense, the way that will seem to be preserved. We want to tell you that that is where brave comes in. That is where your courageous spirit and your brave heart comes to the surface on a regular basis. No matter if you are perceiving the experience of, I will be hurt, I will be bereft, I will be lost, something I will lose, I won't like myself, I won't feel comfortable to be, do, or say these things. I won't feel comfortable if someone is doing these things to me and saying these things to me and I give them love. We want to say to you, these are the counterintuitive things. Now, we're not saying to put yourself in harm's way. We're not saying to be literally unconscious to safety. We're not saying that. But we're saying in those most subtle ways where you get yourself tripped up again and again is to come from that human egoic standpoint. Oh, I can't give this much, or I can't offer love when I can't stand this person or that thing. We're wanting to point to how much it matters. We see our human friends on a regular basis who it's an old program. It's a loop. They plug into things. Maybe they're watching your television and they are seeing someone being a certain kind of way. And they say, I hate this. I hate them. I don't like that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You see? And then when they do that, or they do that to someone in their life, or a system in their life, or what we're not certain what we could give it pointer to, but we said it well enough, we think you get it, the word, that when they plug into that, it is because that is serving and it feels good for them to have that vibration still. We're not saying that is a bad thing. You all do it and have done it. But the moment you can see that you are doing it and untether yourself from it, untether yourself from, or at least be willing to say, oh, I see that. I love to hate that group. I love to give judgment, talk bad about, energetically attack with my thoughts, them, this, that. The moment you can catch it, you can unwind it, you can free it, it can dissolve, it can untether. And that is where your greatest amplification of truth can come in, your greatest ways of being. This, we hope, has landed because it is a paramount, because you're going to still experience in the world of form for many years to come the experiences of the life as you are perceiving it, being a way that you are judging as bad or wrong. Not good, doesn't work, they're not right, this isn't right, it shouldn't be like this. That is not to say all those systems or things or people or experiences should stay in place. It's to say the attachment to how you feel about it really, 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 really matters. Catch what you speak, dear friends. Catch how your energy signature is laying out into the field. Catch it. What are you repeating? Become conscious of your own thoughts and thinker. Become conscious of what you say and speak onto the world as you are experiencing it. For it is that you are a creator and have forgotten. And so we are here to hold up the mirror and remind you again and again and again. You tend to, at times, human beings tend to feel that they are at the mercy of the world around them. And we say, You are creators. You are creating. Watch, see, feel, look, witness, dissolve, release, let go, be willing, be brave, courageous, hold, light, love, amplify that it is all good here and now in and of you. Yes, there may still be physical, emotional tethers that you are still walking through, spiritual tethers that you are still walking through. Still, there may be judgments, but you are on the evolutionary consciousness waking path. That is what you are doing. Holding open that joy lives where you are. Holding open that joy is the vibration of your being. Holding open and fully accepting joy is creation made manifest in the physical, emotional body. And that from that place, you can create goodness and hold the light of love. That love itself is not a thing you do, but it is as you are. Love is consciousness embodied. You become it when you came into the world of form. You be it in the world of form. So by waking yourself up to I am love. I am consciousness embodied. I am love. By your recognition, by your true belief in it, and by the way, we recognize to teach you, to guide you, to help you remember that most of the time, the moments you start being and beaming and claiming and owning and amplifying and saying and speaking and holding up this, everything unlike it comes at you. And that is the works. That is your shadow pieces, as many say now. That is where you are meeting, as some would say, the demons within you, your own ways of that which is not love and that which is not light is going to come forward to be seen, to be healed, to be taken care of by you. The consciousness that came to take care of that which is occurring here, that which is evolving here as the known beingness of all that is. In a physical body, amplifying through the sight, sounds, feelings, and experience of earthly experience of living. This is what you came for. And as you are doing so, dearest ones, you are absolutely and completely building bridges to the new world that you are in vibration with, the new worlds that you are connecting to, the new beings. And we don't mean somewhere off planet. We mean here and now in this lifetime with this body that you've come to, you until you decide to take your last breath are here in full co-creation as a committed soul of growth. So we say with so much joy, why not remember to remember while you're doing it, that that's what you are doing. That's what you are being. I am in co-creation of a future experience that I want to be right now, right now, right now. And in this way, you literally walk into that future. That's how it's done. There are many teachers, there are many guides, there are many who already understand this, who are already teaching this. We are saying to you, you have this capacity. That's why we keep saying it. Vibrate that which you are rather than the old programs, and you become that which you want in what you call the word, not just want, desire, and have come to be in the quote future of your experience. It could be that you vibrate for 5 minutes that I want to have the best day ever. And if you didn't do that, you surely wouldn't have. But if you did, you would see the outcome of that. Please play with this. We know you know what we're saying. Play with this. Play with this and allow yourself to be the vibrational frequency of the light that is the truth of your being. We hope to, the word, well, we don't like necessarily want to say that word, but we'll say it. Well, we'll say it. Here we go. The consistency of many ways of our teachings and the ways in which we amplify the consciousness through your light codes. Literally, it's like synapses connect and fire and wire together. The more that you align to these kinds of teachings, these kinds of ways, these kinds of practices, the more you amplify within yourself that this is your truth and being, it literally becomes present in your world around you. Pay attention. Pay attention, as we have always said. Pay attention to that which you are plugging into. Pay attention to your frequency. Pay attention to when you take yourself down purposefully. Let that even be a good thing. We say to you, let it be the teacher. Let it be the one that it makes you formidable, that helps you evolve, that helps you grow. If you see everything that you experience as an opportunity for your consciousness to evolve and grow, then you are absolutely on the right path. And your friends and soul mates and soul partners and soul beings and soul frequencies, soul light, soul family, all are in an agreement with you, whether or not you are physically seeing them or not, or have been through the experience with them in many lifetimes and are just going to meet them in your future. We're saying to you, the world is changing and you are the change of it. This is the codes of the time that you are aligning to. Your frequency matters. Your frequency matters, dearest ones. Taking into consideration the way that it can appear in the world, we want to tell you this. You are winning. You are in an alignment of evolution. We use the words that human beings sometimes need to hear for the inspiration that supports their highest growth. You are in a growth trajectory for the highest evolution of human consciousness at this time. You are changing and evolving just by being the beacons of light that you are. These things that we have been teaching for years are the codes. Put yourself on the earth. Connect to the celestial heavens. Remember that light is abounding everywhere. Remember, love is the most wanted currency on this planet, but it all begins within. You are the love and the light that is the change that sets the golden seeds onto this path and planet at this time. And as it evolves, you will see the fruits of your labor. And then many of you will return to a world that you have created, that you already know is here. It is you. And we are with you on that path, trajectory. We support and align and alight with you from this day and all days forward, as we know that you are on this journey at an agreement level of high proportions. This is your walk, and we are with you. We look forward to more and bid you all the most loving and magical and happy adieu. Sometimes they just quickly end, don't they? Thank you. Have a few minutes to recenter and come back in. Thank you, all of you. I sure hope it was helpful and served. Oh, thank you, Dachin. Thank you, Sue John. Thank you, Leanne. There was so much. I want to express something here. There was so much that sometimes the way that it gets in, thank you, Robert. Sometimes the way that it comes through this open channel of my experience is, I'm just going to share with you the authentic experience. Sometimes it feels there is so much that comes as it's too big. it's not language. And so the way it comes in and the way that it comes out, it sometimes feels not only while I'm there but away, but definitely after, I see how much it is that is the information, and how it's like, okay, it's like a huge, like 5,000 square foot container that has a funnel that is tiny, right? A pretty lot, not 5,000 feet. 5,000 square feet tunnel, a funnel of all kinds of light and information that's just bouncing around. Never really explained it like this before. That brings it into this funnel. And it's 5,000 feet of all that square footage of complete filled up light information trying to get through the funnel. And I want to say that particular bit of information and delivery today was like that. I almost feel that it was half of what they were trying to get in, or what was trying to be delivered. So not that I feel short or judgment on that, but I just really I would love to transfer that, or to translate that to you. That transmission had so much more than the words. That's what I'll also say. The words are a code that we receive, but what was coming in was so much bigger than that. And I feel like my little funnel wasn't wide enough to have it all come through. So this one, no matter how many times you have heard their work, I would really highly, in their teachings, I highly recommend listening to this one in the background of your life, maybe playing it while you're walking or working out or driving or cleaning or going to sleep or taking a nap, because I feel like there is a very, very strong, subtle, very strong but subtle undercurrent that was not within the words. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, thank you. The funnel is perfect. I'm grateful for this funnel. Yes. So thank you all very much. I'm so grateful that we get to do this. This is so exciting. It feels so good. The month of March is going to be very specific to changes that we make and set forward. It's a real experience in my life, and maybe some of you can relate. But it is a real experience in my life to feel certain segments of my life, periods and times, right? This is a major change point. And this time is a 24 to 25 year container for me. It's very, very specific. I know that it is not just because of my age, but that's perfectly the setup. And so we are laying down the golden tracks to the future. And those golden tracks sometimes are laid down by ourselves one by one just before we're about to take a next step. And sometimes they're made with many people who are laying down the tracks with us. Those golden tracks that's the mission. And that is what holds so much goodness for why we're actually in the physical body. I accept my mission. I accept my light. I accept my devotion. I literally claim every single day in my own self, in many different ways, verbally and not. I commit and am devoted to my heart and soul and body as this mission comes forward to me to give everything. Because if I am doing that, then I know that I have lived well, that I've come to meet what it is that I have come to meet. This is what we're doing. Thank you for wishing me radiant health. And I want that for you all. So one of the things in the Golden Temple that is a thing is the devotions, and it is the rituals and the things that we do as a devotion to something other than what it seems like being human is. And one of those things for me, I'll share with all of you, is that to make a declaration, because this may or may not be true for you, but over the years, with everything I have lived and gone through and been given and gifted, I am through the darkest things and the most beautiful, brightest things, I am so very blessed. Through the worst suffering, I have been blessed. Through the greatest gifts, I have been blessed. And I acknowledge that to the highest degree. And in that all, I have come to a place where I absolutely am devoted, body, mind, heart, and soul, to offering that which I am to be the transformation. However that looks, if it's just 5 people in this world, if it's 500 million people, if it's just that I transform and meet this mission, which it's all of those things. It's everything. It's the fullness of life happening through me. We commit to this. There is nothing better. Everything else is the gravy, is the cherry on top, is the goodness. No matter what hardship and no matter what transformation and change, it's for our evolution. It's for our soul's mission and growth to come here. And I don't know about you. I do know about many of you, but that is what I'm going to. That is what my walk is about. That when I lift off my body, I know that I met everything with this, my devotion and my commitment. We are this. That's what I know. I feel it. I see it. I don't always say it. I play human really good. I love to, and I'm Taurus. I love the earth. I love the earthly things. I love to be human. I have learned to accept being human is so juicy and delicious and painful and yucky and all of it. And that's so good. That's the allness of here and now. And my soul knows this is all perfect. My soul knows I'm meeting my mission. I'm loving and growing and evolving, that I am changing and sharing and guiding, that's what we do together here. And we may play human, and we may play like we've lost our minds, and we may play like we're like have amnesia and all the things. But this is really what's happening. And when you can see that and still play in it, that's the winner. That's the game. That's when you're doing it. That's when you get it. That's what feels so freaking good. That's what we're doing, my dears. My loves, my lights, my family, my heart. I'm so grateful for you all. And now we will close with I hope this reaches you. Popped right out. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have Vesica Pisces, we have Let Your Light Shine, and we have Get Grounded from the Work Your Light. Get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, and connect with nature. So let me show you again here, and then I'm going to read that one. So just remember these on your monthly journey in March. Okay. Beautiful cards. And get grounded. How good is that? Oh, that's so perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it is this embodiment, like I was saying, it's the embodying of our consciousness and our love and our light at this highest next level that Osairah's been constant about. We are the embodiment of the change. We are making the change. The world will be different in 100 years for sure. And we're some of us want to hold on to the old ways and the old things. And it's just embracing the change, but stay grounded. You are being called to get grounded, to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it is all too easy to get swept up in other people's energy and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are absorbing the energies around you and struggling to define what is their stuff and what is yours. If you pull this card, you are very likely an empath or a highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well. Balance your energy and get grounded. There are two types of people, those who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It's easy to get swept up in the high frequency energies that are swirling about the planet. The quickest and most effective ways of clearing all of this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful ones is to practice earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature, put your hands on a tree, your palms are extensions of your heart chakra, or walk barefoot on the earth. Do something to get grounded and connect with the earth. That is so perfect. I was just reading last night this article of a man who spent 2 years visiting and sitting with a tree, an oak tree. It was called a Honeywell oak tree. And it made me remember on how much time I've spent in the forest and how much I love the forest, how much I love trees. Osairah used to talk for years about trees. They would always say, go to the wise ones, sit with a tree. Go to the wise ones, the wisdom keepers on your earth, and sit with a tree. And when I was reading that late last night, and I was thinking about how much my body craves water and trees. And I think that's such a perfect thing for us for this month with this new moon coming up. So if you can get yourself to some water or take a salt bath and ground in, and then ground in with tree medicine and wisdom and sit with a tree or walk in a forest, I think that would be super helpful for the light frequencies that are coming in, the strong energy of this photonic light that's coming in. I'm seeing that, I'm hearing that Osairah talked about all this. So it's our time to remember that we are these holders and we are these activators. And that the more you plug into the things that support and nourish that, the more that you're supported and nourished. And so then it's like inspiration comes and guidance comes and we feel better in it. So you have your assignments, my friends. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this really serves all month long. And I'm looking forward to our next monthly call at the beginning of April. And be on the lookout for our rescheduled Divine Feminine. Okay? So much love to everyone. Much love. Have a good March. Bye for now.